story. It's not so much always.
All right.
Always.
Give them a thumbs up.
Get out of
Make
here.
sure they're good.
No.
Bobby, no visitor.
Yeah, Bobby. Seriously.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so the first one here, has, you have yours, Charles? So the first one is really, somebody says the picture was upside down. It's true, it is.
Yeah.
Because when we're angry, we don't see straight. We don't see anything. Everything is a fog. Everything is confusing. Nothing appears to be correct. Make sure that's correct. You have this? Make sure I thought that's what that was. Yeah, yes, what's that?
I thought you forgot to tell me something.
He's talking to Shonda. So. Okay, so it's on purpose. It was done on purpose. So you understand that when we are upset and angry, you don't see things straight. Your fog, things look upside down, and sometimes you see things, and sometimes we hear things that are not even there. And I laugh because that's what happens to me. Because there's so much happening. I'm like, what? Who was it? Somebody kept saying, oh, your daughter. The guy's like, I'm not a daughter. I'm a son. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I guess I can laugh at it because it's like so much that happens at the same time that sometimes I want to do that too. Because it's just so much, but you gotta keep control of everything that goes on here. And everywhere else. Lenny and Corey, when your shifts at work, you have no one starting with a lot of people. What do you do? Everyone is everywhere.
Gotta keep going. Gotta keep pushing forward.
But what is your order? So you don't get upset, so nothing frustrates you.
Yeah, I mean, the trick is to not. All right, so for me, the trick is to prioritize, make a plan, and execute as quickly as I can. And that plan, it changes nonstop. And then if something goes wrong, the only thing I can do is fix it in that moment and then move on to the next item on the plan. But that's all I can do. So, I mean, by the time it's all said and done, good things happen, some bad things happen, but in the end, it all happened and I got through it. So I just learned not to let it get.
Cool. You make it sound so easy, but I've seen restaurants where they get packed. Excuse me, my water. Excuse me, my drink. Excuse me, you forgot this is not what I ordered. This is raw. This is overcooked.
I mean, I've done it for 17 years too, so it's taken a
Oh.
long time.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I wash pots and pans. I'm in my little.
So you're cleaning and washing, and he
Yeah.
just keeps dumping. You're like, can you please? Oh man, okay.
Today I had to manage my anger, but yeah. So what it was is I had to look at the facts over my feelings because it's like it's certain things that's required and I don't have it required, so I can't get mad because I didn't hold up my part. I can't get mad at them because I didn't do my part. So I had to look at the facts over my feelings.
Okay. And how did you manage that? What did you do?
I blame myself. It's not nobody else's fault, it's my fault. So I have to deal with it. I can't get mad at someone else. Then I don't want to be mad at myself. So I just gotta do what I have to do so next time there'll be a better outcome.
Okay. Oh, I'm glad you guys did say that. Okay. So this is actually a story of somebody telling a story that they got into a fight with a sibling and how one is older than the other and how they hold grudge and they have a lot of resentment and a lot of anger towards each other, proceeds to say that even mom, she's only 5 feet tall, and she was actually able to, make sure that she jumped so high to slap both because they were just fighting, the two brothers. So the last paragraph, which is cool because it does say, this first page, the last paragraph, it says, the key to anger management is self-awareness. Like I said, I could stop the group right here because anger management is really self-awareness. You need to be aware of what, like I said before, what is it that gets you upset? What is it that triggers you to become upset? And you also have to know your surroundings, being aware of where you are and what you're doing. I'm sure where you were today, Kenzie, where you were today, it wasn't probably a place to react.
Yeah.
You had to really keep it composed, even though they should be burning inside.
Yeah.
So awareness of where you are, what you're doing. Okay. So why do people get angry? So people do get angry for many reasons. The most common behavior behind anger outbursts are impulse control disorder, borderline personality, mood disorder, and substance use. Maladaptive coping with stress, faulty parenting, poor assertive skills, and defective problem solving, conflict resolution, and social skills. These are the majority of social reasons why people get upset. But do you know that personally, it doesn't say anything about someone lying. It doesn't say anything about someone cheating. It doesn't say about anybody disrespecting anyone. It doesn't say that. That's why I said these are the social reasons why people get angry. No, those are not. Personally, those are not the reasons. Because it could be a dirty look. It could be somebody just not saying hello to you in the morning and you say good morning to them. That can set some people off.
They used to set me off, no more.
It used to set you off?
Used to,
See, look.
years ago. But then I realized, hey, I did my part. That person wanted to say good morning to me.
You just said that. I did my part.
I did my part, yeah. But I really used to get like, what's wrong with me, you know what I mean? Because the person didn't say good morning back.
Nothing is wrong with you. You did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I
You
did
said
my
good
part, I
morning.
said
That's
good
it.
morning, yeah. That person's just having a bad day, I guess. or whatever. Some people, there's people here, you say good morning to them, they never say good morning back. There's a lot of
It
people,
drives me
there's a
crazy.
lot of people in here that do that. They
Yes.
don't say good morning back.
That's very true. I agree with you. Yes.
It drives me crazy when you say thank you, or good morning, or excuse me, and people go, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's the new response.
that's
to
Scott.
comments these days.
Scott
Like,
does that.
where did that start?
Guy does that.
Mm-hmm.
Started somewhere in the slums. That's where it started.
Well, sometimes it gets totally
Because
ignored though.
if you go to a restaurant and you ask for something and then you reply back to the person, yeah, look at you like, excuse me.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, there's a awareness, a place to do things, and if you can get away with it, well, then people will do it.
I'd rather have to say nothing.
Right.
Instead of doing that, that's
very-
what's rude, it's rude.
I think that was learned in the slums.
That's like the new thing these days. That's the response.
That's so
To
awful.
me, it's rude.
That's rude. It really is
Why?
rude. You know what's another thing that irks me personally? That we're talking about, I might as well share with you. When I speak to someone and they're looking the other way.
Yeah,
And
that's not
you're
good.
speaking and they're looking the other way.
Yeah,
And they're like,
they're not even
Mhm.
listening.
What do you mean? Like, are you comprehending or you just?
They're not listening.
I don't talk to that person.
They're not,
Email.
Marguerite, they're
CC
not
my
listening.
boss.
They're not listening to you.
Email. So that's why email. CC who I gotta CC and that's it. I kill myself. Okay. So why do people get angry? Those are the reasons. You share a reason. Why do you usually get angry, Victor? Or do you get angry? Or do you not get angry?
I've never seen that.
I used to have anger issues when I came back from the service. But I've gotten a lot better with it over the years.
Okay.
You know, I'm a different person than I was
Back then,
in 07.
you were 7.
07. When I
07.
came back, it was in 2007. So, yeah, 14 years later, I'm a different person. Totally.
Somebody gets it.
Mr. Kevin, what is it that gets you angry?
You love one me? That's about the only thing that really pisses me off.
This is you.
Or,
Mr. Crock, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
well, maybe yes. Dudes hitting on the girls swimming. I'll straight up get your shit real quick.
Wait, what's that one again?
If somebody's getting beaten on one, I'll get somebody's shit real quick.
In the face.
I don't care who it
You
is.
know, if someone is abusing a woman.
Or
that's-
using.
Yeah, he hit.
I don't care who it is. I don't have to know you. I'll take the ass beating if I got to,
I got
but I'm getting in it.
That's cool, thank you, actually.
No problem is that I have my ass beating my women.
You know what, because there's a lot of times people see that and they just keep moving or walk faster or they don't do anything and somebody's getting slapped. You know what's so funny you do mention that because I was watching this, it was actually about self-awareness in one of my classes and they had done like a role play in the subway in New York City. So I don't know if you guys have been, but it's a tunnel, dark, and there's like lights in every other section of the an immense tunnel. And all you hear is the loud tracks of the train, right? So there's a lot of sections of the tunnel that are dark. But this is role playing, so they were trying to measure to see how many of us students would actually have a reaction, right? So they did a whole, well, at first they didn't say that it was, but, so they showed this girl, and she has her hair back in a ponytail, and she's wearing like a sweater, like a university sweater, and she has jeans and sneakers. So the girl's standing, and in the bottom it reads that her boyfriend is coming and he's upset with her. So she's there happy. You see her coming, she hugs him, and he pushes her, and she's doing the gesture like what's going on. So he comes and he grabs her by the hair and he pulls her like down, and she's looking at him and he's saying whatever he's saying to her. No words, okay? This is just action. And then you see when he like takes her by the neck and he just like pushes her against the wall. And he's just doing whatever he's doing. So all you see is the girl's face. No mask, the girl's face.
Yeah.
So by this point, I'm like, what the hell? And you see shadows of people passing. And you see the shadows are coming, and then you see the shadows walking faster. Nobody stops this guy from like literally throwing this girl. And at one point, you see like he slaps her, and nobody does nothing.
Wow.
You see people passing. You see the shadows, but no one does anything. So anyway, according to the awareness and the class, we actually scored 97% of us got upset and angry when we started seeing all these things. And I think what got me more mad was that people were watching this girl get hit and no one stopped. So it was role playing, it was alive. These two were actually actors, but we wanted to measure to see how the people there would actually intervene or not intervene. No one said anything. No one came in, nothing. No one.
They made a TV show about it. It's called What Would You Do?
Really?
Yeah, they'll have it in a nice restaurant. You'll have a dude and a woman sitting down, and it's all fake staged.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll have a guy and a girl going to the restaurant. Well, you stupid fat bitch! Start arguing. All these people. Sometimes people get up and correct the shit. And sometimes they just, oh, let it go. It's a TV show. What would you do?
What would you do?
When I worked in New York, I was always on the subway. Going home, going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And one night I was going home and I had ordered like a 40-ounce Budweiser. I went down to the tracks
Mhm.
and some guy was trying to push somebody in the tracks.
Oh.
And I yelled at him, don't you push them off the tracks. And he came towards me, like he was trying to push me off the track. He raised his freaking Budweiser, I hit him right in the head. And then he got scared and he ran away.
Wow.
I was gonna hit him right over the head with the bottle of beer.
Wow. The beer.
Hey, I was trying to save that person.
Wow, look at that. See?
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Your boss.
Yeah.
40 hours.
If I broke that over his head, forget about it. It would have been a sin. I wouldn't, but I ran, I ran away. I ran on it.
Well, that's cool.
I
Thank
got on
you.
a train.
That's good.
No, he's gonna push this person on the tracks.
There's no way out of that one unless you
No.
can hurry up and climb over fast.
Believe it or not, it happens quite often
I
in New
know.
York City.
I think in a situation like that, if people walk by, they be like, well, it ain't my business.
That's
I
it.
don't know what she did to deserve that, but if he's acting like that, then she did something pretty horrible.
What?
Yeah,
Not
that's
necessarily.
what be running through people's head. That's why they keep walking.
Yeah.
They keep walking because they don't want to get involved.
And Margarita, one time,
And Jay
Margarita.
John do that.
one time, this guy was beating up this girl in front of me.
I was on Tracker.
This guy was beating this girl in front of me.
Thanks, guys.
He was beating this girl in front, and I broke it up and I pulled the guy off her, right? She calls the police against me, because I grabbed him and threw him off her, and she says, "You're hurting my boyfriend." She called the cops on me, I had to run away.
That's why people don't get involved.
No, she was gonna call the cops on me.
Turn like that.
Yeah, the good
Yeah.
Samaritan
Yeah,
law.
the good Samaritan, but it's a good Samaritan law.
But they're
But
The
they're,
guy was beating the hell out of
dicey,
me.
just like gun laws.
But that's like somebody going through a type of situation like that, and then the dude actually turns on you with a gun and shoots the shit out of you.
And that's another reason people say I don't want to get involved. Yes,
Yeah, 'cause
there's
they
a
can get
thousand
shot,
reasons why
too.
people don't get involved. But the whole that she deserves it, no, nobody deserves it.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying nobody deserves that. I'm saying, like, people walking by, like, that, fuck that.
nowadays people take pictures and film it, they won't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
And then that shows us good laughter.
They'll just sit there and watch it.
Mhm.
They won't do anything.
Good laughter, yeah.
I almost got run over by this guy, I almost got run over, right, and I yelled at the guy, "You fucking asshole, you almost ran me over." And he stops his truck and he goes, "Come over here." He was gonna shoot me.
Did you go?
No, you kidding me? I ran away.
Maybe you had some truck.
You're not running away. How did you imagine him running away too?
He was shouting, I'm telling you, it was something.
Yes, sir.
That's why they have those classes to teach people karate and teach you how to use tasers and also people get the gun license, you know, things like that when they happen, you know what I'm saying? You got those karate classes for self-protection.
Maybe
You
you
got
don't
the
get your gun.
taser.
Yeah, but it's not like it's a stranger attacking you. This is your significant other.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Yeah, you're right, but when your feelings involved, it's harder to
You always be
pull the
prepared.
trigger. Or
Yeah,
mace
sure.
him in the face, or
You can't trust nobody out here in the room but the person you care about, but you should always be prepared. They teach their kids that, now they take the kids to correct that for self-defense.
So what's it gonna do, what's it gonna do against a gun?
Your ass, you
Nothing.
gonna do karate on her? If your mama whoop your ass, you gonna do karate on your mama?
No.
You gonna mace your mama? You gonna tase your mama? So it's levels.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah. So,
That's tough.
Well, I think that's more for the unforeseen,
It's
like
just
the
like-
attacks,
yeah, like a
you know,
stranger
stuff
attack.
like that, yeah.
Okay, you
I
got
don't
you got
think
a
so much a
6-year-old kid
mom.
going karate. You don't know how his relationship gonna turn out with his girlfriend. He might go with a girl that already got kids with somebody else. You never know. So that's why you always got to be prepared.
So he ready to, the kid 6 years old?
I'm saying you get karate now, but when you older, you know how to protect yourself. You know karate. And you got people like that that jump in to save people's lives. You can see it on TV. They jump in.
Yeah, but also when people jump in, they be the ones who get killed.
Yeah.
You.
So-
That's right. That's why it's good to always mind your business.
Mm. Mind your business, okay.
It don't matter how good karate, black belt, triple time, whatever, like them bullets don't see none of that.
No, that's right.
Yeah, real right into the Hollywood.
What's another reason why some people just say, because it's not my problem, that I'm not getting involved?
You heard about that saying, you know what I'm
And
saying?
there's a lot of that.
You always, you shouldn't, like,
It's just like one of my cousins. She was in an abusive relationship. She'll come and get me and her brother every time, but she's still with that person. So I'm not gonna keep coming
Yeah.
to the rescue every time you turn around and you going back to the same shit. You know, it's like it. It's something there that you like that you can't let go.
It's called victimization.
I mean,
It's love. You know what it is too? It's the love turns to lust. And then after he does whatever he does, her, the girl?
Yeah.
After he does whatever he does to her, and he hits her, and he puts her whatever, through a wall, whatever,
Yeah.
then he comes and he makes love to her.
Hmm.
she forgets, she chooses to forget all that.
Mm.
And she indulges in the pleasure at that moment. And she forgives it. That
What
becomes
is
lust.
that called? Drunken love? Or?
Chicks will be so, I know women that do that, they're so.
Definite fight.
It's
That's what I'm
not.
saying, is she drunk?
No, she's not
Correct.
drunk, but
I've
she's
met
acting
women
like
like that.
Fucking fight.
It turns into lust.
I'm sorry.
And then he makes her believe that he is the only one for her. He's the
Yeah.
only one that understands her.
Yeah.
And we be ready to damn them, and she like, no, don't.
Exactly.
What you calling me for?
Right.
Like, that's-
Because when he strikes her, reality hits. But then when it's only him and her, when she sees him again, she comes back to the lust.
Yeah.
And now she'll turn against you and say, well, don't hit him, or you, don't hit him, because that's my boyfriend, I love him, whatever, I love him, right?
Excuse my language, but I think she's probably dick busy or something.
I called it lust.
Thus.
Starting
Use
word
those
for
words.
it.
It's called lust. I said, he tells her, you can't do without me, I'm the only one that understands you. I know what you like.
Sometimes it's just like training a dog. A little bit at a time, they don't know what's going on. Smack you a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there.
You make it sound like a song. Like old McDonald's song. Okay, let's get to the ABCs of anger management. So before we get angry, right? Our good friend over here, Corey, he's leaving tomorrow.
Oh.
Yay! Leaving tomorrow, start a new endeavor in his life. Not from around here, but he chooses to stay in Fort Lauderdale. That's pretty cool. We should have made a bet. And I would have won that bet.
Oh, really? Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Wanna share?
Well, I'm gonna stay and work. I got promoted, so I'm gonna take that as far as I can take it as far as learning, and I'm gonna try to learn some of the back house stuff too, and how they run their kitchen.
Mhm.
And then down the road, I'd like to, if I have to step into another general management role, or step into a general manager role at some point if the opportunity is not available at the restaurant, then I'm gonna move into another restaurant where that opportunity is available, and then get that experience, and then take that into owning my own restaurant one day, whether it be here or somewhere else in Florida.
Awesome.
So, you all also gonna be a professional fitness coach, right?
Yeah, well, I want to own a number of businesses.
Yeah.
I want my business to be business. Eventually, I'm just gonna open a bunch of different businesses and train other people. That's one thing I'm really good at, is training people to be good at their job. So I'm confident that I can hire people and train them to run my businesses as well,
Damn right.
and then I can move on to other stuff.
Another discharge. Yay!
Yep.
No! Googly eyes!
You ain't trying to flash right now.
Sure.
He is blushing.
This guy at first, he couldn't even look at me, and he would just turn. I'm like, hi. He's like,
He looks like he's ready to cry.
so I was like, okay, well, you know what? He'll warm up one day. It's today, and he's leaving tomorrow. I've never stood that close to him, ever.
Really?
Never. I've never stood that close to him, no. Yes.
I don't know if I ever told you this story, but I tried to fight Keith when I was in quarantine.
Wrong
Crazy.
with you? Crazy.
You remember
Yeah,
that?
right? That's what a joke that was.
I was coming off the drugs.
Oh my God. Wow.
I was very short-tempered at the time, and
Wow.
I was a dick. So,
How did he handle it?
I was.
Yeah.
No, he handles it. He just stood there and looked at me like I was retarded.
Of course you are.
I went inside and cussed up a storm the whole day. And then that was like breakfast, and then lunchtime I apologized to him. Are we been cool ever since?
That's cool. And look, they're leaving together. You see?
Wow.
Successful stories. See? That's cool. I don't know, what were you thinking? Okay.
That's crazy, yeah.
Keith, wish you the best. And what are you gonna do when you get out of here?
See, I can't tell my feelings.
Just whatever you do, don't go in that shopping spree. The guys go in the nighttime. Because I heard. Just watch and say no. All right, so you know. So Keith has like 4 girlfriends. One for every day of the week. Oh my God.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Corey has 5 girlfriends for one day of the week. Lady, you're next. You got a girlfriend. You can.
You're tied down.
And Mr. Jerry Crockett is leaving soon too, but he's gonna get married, so that's a great thing. He's gonna walk down the aisle. Over there. That's good, man. I'm happy for both of you guys. I will sincerely miss both of you. You guys are leaving at 8, so that's really early. I won't be here. So I will really miss both of you a lot.
That's too early for me too.
Well, then you want to stay here tomorrow? You can do that. They'll just not bring you, and then you're gonna have to walk where you're going. And you read what time you gotta report to that place?
No.
Should say it on there.
Yeah, it says it's on 12.
Exactly. You gotta get out of here at 8.
Hey, Keith, let me hold that paper just so I can see how it feels.
It feels great. That's the best piece of paper ever. Let me tell you. It feels like a diploma. Feels good. Okay. We've actually been through a lot of stuff in here. Corey and Keith. We've been through staff. We've been through anger. We've been through MRT arguments and the challenges. We've been through COVID-19. That was not funny, but it's funny now. Like, no, come from here, go back over there, come back over here.
Hey,
It's still not funny.
You know why I find it funny now? Because I was the one who was back and forth. And I was the one who died. I was sweating that day, remember? Remember when everybody was right here and everybody was getting tested?
Well, yeah, you had gloves.
So, you remember? I was like, and that's when you went to the hospital. I was dying. And he was outside. I was like, oh my God. I had to wait for the ambulance with you.
I'll never forget how we were told who had it and who did it in that first round. And we were all just asking, they're like, pack your stuff. And we're like, oh, well, who's got it? Like, we want to know who's got it. We got the results.
The girl
Well, tell us who's got it. And they're like, well, it'd be a HIPAA violation, so we can't tell you. So they bring us out here and they separate us into 3 groups, right? And they said, well, none of y'all have it. Y'all have been exposed to it, and all of you are positive. In front of everybody. What was the point of that? Why didn't you tell us upstairs? We're out here talking to each other.
And then you're like, well, man, I think you're positive.
Yeah.
dragging our shit.
When you get down to the end of that list, you're like, oh man, what group am I going?
And like a week into it, it's something being easy because everybody, yeah, it's your fault. It's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, shit. Me? Y'all ain't say shit to Dooley.
Again, Corey trying to find Keith, it ain't gonna happen. They're gonna tell Keith anything.
He was just delivering food. That's all he was doing.
That was just so bad. It was so bad. But you know what? It wasn't as bad as the first one. The first one was Mr. Jerry, were you here in the first one, that Thanksgiving?
No, they put me on hold. Yeah, I was home.
Dude,
They told me I couldn't come in. But
it's gonna be tough to leave. Because we're in here, shut down again, COVID. Mr. Crockett, well, I didn't know when, again, the joke is now, but that day he came in for his admission, and they said, no, you gotta go.
yeah.
So they were probation, he's like, is he there? We're like, who? I don't know. Oh, he was supposed to report. We're like, I didn't know who that was. So, I don't know. Then they said, oh, we had to tell him to go back because he was shut down. I'm telling you, the stories, sometimes you laugh, but then when you're living them, they're hard and they hurt.
Nicole told me. Nicole.
And then we were looking for you and we didn't find you. The same thing with Charles. Charles is supposed to be a blind man like a nurse.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, you don't see no a blonde man.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious. He gets so mad. He's like, but I'm not blonde, don't you see?
Well, you got upset because you said you couldn't find me. And I was
You're a
there,
blonde man.
I was there every day. I never left that place. One time I left.
Yeah.
I was there by myself.
What's up?
I was alone.
You made your dinner?
Thank you.
No problem. So, well, even the intern was looking for you, and he's like, I don't know where you live. So I was like, I don't know. So
I
they
don't
said
get
you were
it.
hiding in the bathroom.
I don't get it.
They said you were outside. I was like, I don't know.
I didn't even back.
All I know is that we were looking for a blonde man for 4 days.
A blonde. He left already.
Yeah,
He
right.
left the first day.
And that's the funny part, that there actually was a blonde guy
There
that
was,
left.
yes, there-
Right.
He left.
Yes.
He had a smoke, so he left. He had to get a pack of cigarettes. Never came back.
So this is fun stories.
Yeah.
I would have sworn you were gonna be like literally hanging off someone's ceiling, so excited, but you're so calm. Like, I don't know. Maybe it hasn't hit you yet?
Well, I got things I gotta do.
You
How
nervous?
do you? That's
I've been in and out of rehab so many times that I know to respect the pink cloud and to not fall into that. And the only thing that matters tomorrow is what I do. And that's all that's gonna matter for the rest of my life is what I do. So it doesn't matter how excited I get or how I feel about leaving this place, because really things just begin tomorrow.
That should be an excitement, don't you think?
Mm.
Close of a
I'll
chapter.
be excited when I've accomplished some things on my goal list. That's when I'll be excited. You know, I feel like I'm still in the process of, of getting through those. And once I get through some of those, then I feel that accomplishment, then I'll be a little bit more excited about the way, I gotta pay more rent when I get out of here. I gotta pay more for food,
Then you should stay.
All I'm doing is buying an extra 4 hours. I'm literally paying for an extra 4 hours of my day. You know what I mean? Now, I'm gonna utilize it, don't get me wrong. I may or may not have a date Saturday night. I don't know. So
And he's not excited.
That's
Don't
exciting.
worry, I'll give you the show you're looking for.
I may or may not. I may or may not be going to Ruth's Chris tomorrow to get a steak. I don't know.
Yeah, what?
Going to Ruth's Chris tomorrow to get a steak.
Wow.
I'm excited about that, but it ain't Friday night yet, so I'm not there. You know?
Who cares, man? You're leaving tomorrow. Like, that's a chapter in your life. Remember, when you first got here, or anybody who's here DOC, right, with court, you get here, they implant this fear and this, you better not mess up, you better not mess up, you better get violated. Then you're like, oh my God, like when do you actually, excuse me, when do you actually become comfortable being in this place that you can move around and do what you gotta do, ask questions, talk to this one, talk to that one? I mean, it's a lot of adaptation. So when you're done and you are acclimated to this place, just to know that before you know it, then you're gonna be going. The fact that you got a certificate of completion and then you now need to bring this over to probation, that's a big deal. A lot of people don't get that, you know? A lot of people get, for some, their mistakes, their decisions, they just get dismissed. Or they do get to leave, but they don't take anything with them. And I think you've taken a lot with you,
I agree with that.
you know?
I just find it hard getting excited over something that I'm supposed to be doing.
But it's not supposed to, Corey. A lot of the times people here don't finish. I've seen it.
Doesn't mean they're not supposed to. Because they're supposed to finish.
You're supposed
I'm
to,
supposed to
but
go out
do
there and
they?
be independent and live my life. Don't get me wrong, I am relieved that I'm leaving.
Okay,
Don't get me wrong, I have an immense amount of relief.
damn, show it.
But to be excited, I mean, I just feel like
I think
I'm
that
focused.
it
I'm
hasn't
focused. That's
hit
what
you
it is.
yet that you're leaving. So that's why you're just like maybe in the middle of.
And
So
Saturday
maybe when you
night, I'll
go
be
and you
excited.
pack and you start putting your things away,
Oh, I've already started. I've already got my stuff.
when you walk out that door, that gate closes behind you, they'll hit you. Tomorrow at this time, we're gonna talk about him. it'll hit you. You'll be like, whoa, I don't have to go back to House of Hope and clock in and have everybody check my stuff.
Oh, this time I'll be mistaken.
So you'll be getting ready for your day on Saturday. See, wonders. All right, we have a few minutes. ABC of anger management: avoid loud speech, slow and deep breathing, curtail swearing. So ABC. So practice assertive communication. Okay, I'm sorry. What to do around angry people, a few tips to manage anger in adults. Practice assertive communication. Bring your point across. Bring your point across. Tell exactly the person what you want them to know. That's it. Black and white, nothing in between. No cues, no clues. Be respectful, empathetic. Don't jump to conclusions. Think twice about the consequences. Again, sometimes we don't think about the consequences, so we just react. Okay. Practice relaxation methods. Breathing, talking to yourself, self-talk. Practice other things that you think that will help you to manage your own emotions. A lot of people have a tendency of carrying a pen to kind of have something to hold on to keep them aware. Okay, be yourself, be careful what you say, how you say it, because of your surroundings, awareness. Physical exercise. Learn to forgive and forget. That's very hard to do because if the other person has done things to hurt us, and it really has hurt, and you have feelings, then it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna be hard to just forgive and forget. But eventually, it's advised that you should start to, let that go.
I mean, the quicker you
Turns into
forgive and
baggage.
forget, you can return to your normal steady life instead of.
You all right there, Brian? Yeah. All right.
Somebody probably scared him.
Sounds bad, bro.
Huh? It's a bug. Okay. Remove the angry person from the threatening environment. Time out and gather thoughts silently, self-talk. Practice deep breathing and meditation to calm oneself. Yeah, man, if you practice on how to meditate and keep yourself calm and collective, it works. It works exactly when you need it to work. And I'm sure you've been doing this. And look today, boom, it worked. All right, display anger on non-threatening ways in soft objects such as pillows and listening to pleasant music and distracting oneself. We were talking about music therapy earlier.
Bob Marley.
He was telling me to play Bob Marley while I'm doing my group.
Sometimes.
I don't think this is a good idea.
Don't worry. Now you're gonna start smoking weed and
And everybody in that mode. Because you know that the musical instruments is going to take over his lyrics in here. Nobody's gonna listen to the words, they're gonna listen to the music. And that music is the one that has people really mellow. And a lot of people who associate his music with weed. It's not, but it's true.
There is a weed treatment.
you start seeing them going like this.
Yep.
Don't worry, Mom.
See?
This homeless center does. They grow their own candy.
Overall, the music itself will have people in here thinking about, oh, maybe the beach is right there. Oh, I remember when I used to. See, that's bad. Okay. Treat the underlying cause or triggers. Understanding what are your triggers. Understanding what is that gets you upset. Understanding to be honest and truthful to yourself. Because if you're honest and truthful to yourself, you are able to accept who you are. And let's say that few years ago, you were this person who lied and manipulated and said nothing but the truth. Well, today is a new day. Today is a new place. You're in a different place. And if you can accept the fact that you were once upon a time that person and you no longer are that person, that's growth. That's mental and inner growth. I was gonna say spiritual, no, it's not. Verbal de-escalation of the situation. Most definitely. A lot of times, talking to people comes in, a lot of people that doesn't work. Yes, sir. I don't like guests in my group.
Sorry.
So, all right. Try to explain clearly and effectively to why they feel angry and how it can be handled. Does that usually work though? Tell somebody, try to explain to the person how to calm down so we can try to find a way to handle this.
No, because it's okay. It's just like me doing something to make you angry, and I'm like, okay, I know I did this, but why are you this angry? Like, you need to calm down. It's not that serious. But if I know I made you angry doing it, I should have never did it.
So that's, you know what? Thomas, you missed it today. Thomas and I were having a discussion about 2 books. And one of the books, the one I don't like to read,
Four agreements.
The 4 agreements?
The 4 agreements. So I stopped reading it. Because it kind of gives you that mindset that it's okay to live on being more on the perceptive side. So I'm going to perceive what you did for me in a bad way. Well, that's wrong. It shouldn't be like that. So the last example that we said, somebody gave him a compliment, but then he's not going to believe it's true because
It's not that I'm gonna believe it's true, is that I'm not gonna take it personally.
because
Why?
Because that person cannot be saying it for all the right reasons. That person will be saying it for the moment and not really mean it.
but that's his perception that the person may be lying or not telling the truth.
That's crazy. That's like if I say I like your shoes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it just to fucking say it.
Or he's saying, maybe you're saying it to be sarcastic.
Oh,
No, he's
No.
actually.
No, it's just like, okay, he said I like my shoes, he likes my shoes, and I say, okay, thank you, and I move on. But I move on because wherever he's coming from is in the moment. It's not really that, oh, he likes my shoes, he's just saying it to say it. So that's a way of looking at it, like he doesn't really mean it, like you said, he doesn't really mean it.
Not bad, Janet.
But I look at it like,
No, it's not even that.
He has an ulterior motive.
Right, there's a material more than for it, so it's not more like, why would you say it, what is it you want, what do you
Kick
think?
your ass to take it.
Yeah,
Well, that's why you're not
Like
supposed to
that.
take it personally. That's why.
so I stopped reading it because I like staying neutral, I don't like taking sides, and that, I felt like it was going to change my view on people. And instead of me really trusting a person, it was gonna give me the perception of they might not be saying what they really wanna say, and I'm not gonna take it as that, I'm gonna say, yeah, whatever, you're just trying to tell me that because you're trying to get out of here.
yeah, but overthinking ruins a lot of things.
It sure does. It sure,
the
you
bottom
know
line
that-
is, if you're reading something and it's got its own personal view, you gotta be careful because it can mislead you if you take it wrong or not. That's what we're talking about today, awareness and consciousness.
Yep.
I look at it because I say, well, I pick out what's good and what doesn't, I leave it alone. But I know what she's saying, because it'll mislead you if you be like, if like somebody reads this book and gets into it and think it's like, oh my God, this is the real thing. There are gonna be things that they do that's not really right.
Yeah, but that book gonna make you look at things like it's rocket science when it's a simple equation. You gonna be trying to dissect. Well, why is this person breathing like this?
Exactly, that's why I stopped reading, I did.
That's
Reading like this.
Isn't it like I'm untrusting because I know in the past I've been untrustworthy?
It's
It's
more
like,
like,
the book is called the wisdom book. So you're supposed to look at it like this person is telling you something that they really know, but it's like, it's a book. How can you really, it's not a book that's stating facts, it's just stating its opinion. It's personal view. You know what I'm saying? So people that like the book are like, oh my God, that book, they believe in that book. But me personally, I just look at it because, you know, I like certain things that it says, but like the whole story of the beginning of the people, and like I already believe in the Bible. I'm not gonna start believing that this person saw a vision, and you know, it's like every book is different. It just has its thing that it's not for everyone.
It's not.
You know, you can't really base yourself off of what it says fully because everybody's different. But some of the key points stand alone, like be impeccable with your word to an extent, because it says be impeccable with your word. So like, if this is what I'm saying, this is what the book does. It'll tell you that the advice it's giving you is, you know, you talk good things, and that's what you will attract. You talk bad things, and it's like spreading poison. But then it's using the bad and the good as black magic and white magic. So like you can't really believe what it's telling you. You gotta look at it for your own point of view.
Yeah,
You
that's
know, because it's already taking shit into its own hands. And it's like, you know, that's not a fact.
If you're reading that book and you into that book, I hate for you to get into conspiracy.
No. Nah, I was raised, you know, that
Hey, I want to say something.
that I look for the truth in everything. You know, a word that I like is called discern, and I got that from my grandfather because he taught me about the Bible. Right? We're Christian, but we're Jehovah's Witness.
That's cool.
So their way of teaching the Bible to me was the humble way, the honest way, because my family was real to themselves. I have a loving family. I know my family is a loving family, but I took advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? For a long time. So I'm the one that did things that no one else did in the family. So like I take from him his knowledge because he really studies, you know, the truth. He looks for the truth by real sense, making sense and logic and understanding. So like even something that I did, you know, when I was little, his discernment taught me what really I needed to know because he was able to break things down and use it. And like that's what they do with the Bible. That's what my grandfather does with the Bible. I don't know if everybody does the same thing.
That's also what they
That's
did
one thing
in
that
the-
I've always used to talk about my family when it comes on talking about Jehovah's Witness because, man, I haven't been in it in a long time, but I believe that there's a truth out there. I believe that there's a right way of seeing things.
Of course.
And then at the end of the day, I've been the outsider, and I've gone to meet people, and I'm like, well, this person doesn't, you know, just my own experience in the world is completely different than from when I was at home as a kid, being, you know, raised. So it's like, it's, you know, that's why like I have that thing where I'll be able to look at it, but because of the things that I learned growing up from my parents and how they were. You know, like discerning is a really powerful thing because if you can break down, that's like who he used discernment to write down an equation of what will solve this problem. That guy was that smart and he used discerning. He discerned how to write out that problem. You know what I'm saying? So that's got to do with awareness and what we're talking about. I look at the book like I look at it and you know, I think maybe I could run a risk, but that's not the point. The point is I'm using my own state of mind from, you know, being confident in myself that I can read and I can pick out what's good for me and what's bad for me, and that's it.
Right.
I just want to say, if a person takes everything personally, they're going to be very sick.
Yeah.
They will be sick people. I used to be like that. I used to take everything personal, and I was always pissed off.
Oh, really? You was pissed off at me?
But I let go, but didn't I? You look at the good side. What's the good side?
Well, you know what?
I
As
let
a
go of
joke.
it.
Right, but you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. If you take everything that people say to you in this life personally,
Terrible.
you will have a hard life.
Horrible life.
HARD life.
Yep.
Because you're gonna be so concerned about, oh my God, what is he saying? What is he
Yep.
saying? What is he saying? What did he think? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, do I look right? Oh my God,
Yeah.
who cares? You
Yeah.
do what you do, how you do it, because this is the way you know how to do it. And if there's an issue, there's a concern, and maybe sometimes we all need to change. We all need to accept criticism because that's the only way we're gonna grow. But at the end of the day, honestly, everyone here, and you guys, everyone's not.
You know, but the only reason why I got upset that week,
Don't know.
I just wanna say something real quick. I thought I was gonna get thrown out of there because you people didn't see me in the room. That's what I got nervous about. That's why
You
I,
are.
He was a hush. I didn't think I
yeah, because I didn't leave.
We were,
I thought they were gonna toss me out.
So you cannot, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. You cannot, absolutely not
No.
take anything personal, especially, I'm gonna say, especially, sometimes it's from our own family. We really can't take those criticisms personally.
Yeah, that's-
For sure.
Because if your parents raise you one way and you then now decide to raise your child a different way, they're gonna say, oh yeah, well, why didn't I told you that you're doing this
I'll give
wrong.
you an example. I was raised the old witness, right?
Uh-huh,
And then we were taught that you look at the people from the world as worldly, mundane,
Modem.
mundano.
Mm.
So I had to learn doing drugs. You know, my grandfather gives me his advice and he gives me, you know, knowledge from what he studies. And, you know, I got to be like, you know what, man, I'm tired of looking at it like that. Like this is bad, this is good. There's good everywhere, but now I've got my own life. I've got to look at things from my own point of view because
Yes.
you have your life and what pertains to you is what's for you. So whatever God has for me, whatever I have for myself, whatever is meant to be mine is mine.
Mhm.
So I have to make the right judgment from my own eyes, from my own experience. It's not the same anymore as whenever I was growing up at home and I was their child.
Mhm.
Now I'm my own person. So like,
Mhm.
I look at somebody and like he'll tell me, and I'll stick up for my friends because it's just plain and simple. It's just the truth. He'll be like, "They're no good for you. Those people are bad." Isn't
Are
saying
you
he's never cursed in front of me.
Are you Jehovah's Witness?
I'm Christian, yeah, but I'm not
Oh,
Jehovah's
really?
Witness because I'm not in that organization. But the bottom line is they're Christian. That's what it is. But whatever. You know, tweet your own. Everybody does their own thing. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like I'm Christian, bro, because when I was in jail, I used to read the King James Version Bible. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I look at the message for what the message is, for the truth. I look for the good God, the loving one, the one that created us. You know, whatever he is, bro. You don't have to say so. I come from where I come from, but that doesn't change the fact that I know that you're the same as me. That you're no different than me, and I know better than you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I can't say, you know, yeah, I know I'm well man. I know they do drugs, they're pieces of shit. I can't say that because that's not true because they've done shit for me that showed love to my heart when I didn't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Certain little things, like what we're talking about in group today, like you know, I look at certain things that people do and I'll give my own, you know, understanding about it. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it is what it is.
So the point is, don't take this personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you do, you're absolutely right. You're gonna have a hard life. Very hard,
Wait a minute, I'm the
difficult
one that
life.
said it.
You're gonna be trying to make everybody happy, and at the same time, you're not gonna be happy yourselves. This is yours. That's the MIT coin. Okay, guys, it's been a pleasure, and you have a great night.
Be safe.
Thank you, yes.
Have a good night.